This is how to feel pretty every single day. And I mean pretty physically, I mean pretty spiritually, I mean pretty mentally, I mean developing a pretty internal world. The prettiest people I know have wisdom. The prettiest people I know have discipline. Your external world is your internal world pushed out, but they both matter. There are things that you can do externally to feel pretty, and there are things that you need to do internally to feel pretty. They are both equally important. The pursuit of feeling pretty is completely different from the pursuit of becoming conventionally beautiful, which is for the male gaze. If you have no idea where to start, I really do think that the first place to start is exercise. There is so much research on exercise. I don't need to go into the research. What I do want to say is that most of the time, most people are living up in their heads. We need to purposefully find things to ground us into our bodies, and I think exercise is a really good way to do that. One thing that I did not want to hear when I did not have an exercise routine was that starting small will actually get you there faster. I remember I listened to this podcast of this guy who just committed to doing 1 push-up a day, and then he did 2 push-ups the next day, blah, blah, blah. Soon he had a full-blown exercise routine. I remember listening to that and being like, absolutely, I'm not doing that. I'm going to do a hardcore workout routine starting tomorrow. And I just did that over and over and over again until I realized, oh yeah, that would have actually gotten me there faster. If there is an internal voice that's just like, nah, that rule doesn't apply to me, that's fine. But you will find out that building it gradually will actually get you there faster. But with an exercise routine, whatever you can do easily is the thing that you should commit to first. If it's 10 minutes of walking 2 times a week, if that just feels too easy, your first goal should be to be consistent with something that feels too easy. And if you can do that for a month or 2 weeks or whatever, then you can add on. It should always feel too easy when you're first starting. Trust me on this one. Having an exercise routine is so foundational to your mental health, to your physical health, to your spiritual health. Our physical bodies hold our soul. When I'm in the gym and I'm pushing myself, it is literally a 1-to-1 correlation of what I need to do emotionally and what I need to do spiritually. When I'm consistently showing up, even when I don't feel like it, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to do that in so many other parts of my life. This is just something that you have to do. And it doesn't have to be something that you hate. A few months ago, I was going through a lot emotionally and I didn't have a gym to go to and it was hard for me to get myself to work out. What I committed to was doing yoga. I will link my favorite yoga instructor, Charlie Follows, in the description because she is literally the best. I love her. She's my favorite yoga instructor on YouTube. And then Caroline Gervin. She does these like 30-minute, really intense workouts. And if I can't do anything or I don't have time, those are the things that I do from home. But now I'm in love with my exercise routine. I love my gym. I have a 4-day split. I take yoga at my gym. It's one of the things that I do splurge on is going to a nice luxury gym, and it is absolutely worth it. But I have been working out for years. When you're putting in the effort, like you're exerting your body physically and you're showing up to exercise, that discipline makes you feel pretty. I'm not even talking about how it changes your body physically. Literally, mentally, you're like, oh, I'm literally prettier. It really elevates your life on all levels. So you just have to do it. Find an exercise routine. In a similar fashion, doing your skincare day and night. When you're first starting off with skincare, do it simple, get basic products. It doesn't have to be the fanciest thing. Everyone wants to do these big, huge shifts in their life. No, it's about discipline. It's about just showing up and doing the basics every single day, every single night. And one thing that really helped me be consistent was romanticizing it. That's something that I'm like, I'm going to be present while I'm washing my face. And sometimes I'm not, sometimes I don't want to, but really committing to actually washing your face every single day and every single night. It will literally make you feel pretty because it is a discipline and because consistency makes you feel prettier. You gotta do it. In addition to your skincare routine, have a tooth care routine. Floss at least once a day. Tongue scrape and brush your teeth. You could do mouthwash, you could do whitening strips as well, but having a teeth care routine. I know somebody needs to hear this. There was a part of my life where I was not flossing every single day. So make sure that that's a part of your routine. Finding everyday glam that works for you. For me, I always have eyelashes on. I always do my eyebrows. After I do my skincare, I will always do a lip tint and lip gloss and little freckles. That is my basic everyday routine. I don't have to go full glam every day. I do have to do something that signifies to me that I'm ready for the day. And I look in the mirror and I say, oh, I look cute. On the note of glam, have 2 to 3 hairstyles that are your go-to. Maybe it's a slick back ponytail, your hair straight and down, and your hair in 2 Dutch braids. I don't know. Experiment with that and have a couple of go-to styles that you feel like make you look cute. Today, this is one of my go-to hairstyles. 2 little strands in front, or sometimes I have them slicked back and a half ponytail. That's one of mine. This one is much more complicated because I think our relationship with food can be very complex because it has to do with our relationship with your body. This probably deserves like a whole entire series, to be honest. But eating in a way that satiates your body and does give you nutrition, but also allows you to enjoy your food. And I really think like learning to cook at least a little bit is going to help you feel pretty. I'm sorry, but it is. Making sure that you have healthy fats so that your skin glows, making sure that you're eating carbs so that your brain has energy. Of course, everybody knows about protein, but when you figure out your nutrition, absolutely not eating 100% only nutritious foods, like being healthy 100% of the time. Don't do that, okay? You need to have cookies. I literally just had a brown butter chocolate chip raspberry cookie with ice cream. Oh my God. Literally divine. And I'm going to start sharing some of my recipes, honestly, because I feel like I make absolutely delicious, healthy meals that satiate me. I'm literally so excited. I'm like screaming orgasmically every time I eat my food. And I know that cooking can be a really hard thing for some people. And my mom was an amazing cook. I just picked it up from her. It's literally one of my love languages to myself and to the people who I love. It's literally going to make you feel hot and sexy. Again, not because it's changing your body, but because of who you are becoming. It's about feeling hot. This is a little tip, and I'm really not sure if it's going to work for everybody. But as a woman, right? Girls, we love taking pictures. We love taking pictures of ourselves. When we take pictures of ourselves and we look at it and we think, oh my God, I look ugly, that's not going to help you feel pretty. So literally go online and search how to pose in photos and practice in front of the mirror. Literally practice your different angles, find out how you like to make your body look. And then when you're taking photos, literally take like 200 of them. You're gonna find one that looks good. That is the secret. Learn how to pose in a way that makes you look good and take a bunch of photos. Similarly to hairstyles and glam, have your go-to outfits that you feel cute in. Have a go-to comfy outfit, have a go-to first date or like going out outfit. Have a couple of outfits that you repeat over and over and over again that just make you feel good. Another thing that will make you feel pretty is hobbies. Find hobbies that you actually enjoy. Personally, my main hobby is just simply taking care of myself. But there are a couple of things like I like to watercolor, I like to do yoga, and I'm in a table tennis class. These are things that I feel like are just so fun and bring me so much joy. They're so wholesome. And those are things that I like to do. If you want to feel pretty, start reading. Nothing will make you feel prettier than being smart. If you don't like reading, Naval Ravikant, he has a quote, read what you love until you love to read. This is a book recommendation. It is just so interesting. It's called Stoned. It's this woman and she's a geologist and she talks about the history of desire through gemstones and how different gemstones were more popular than others and why they were more popular. And she goes into the structure of each gem. When you read it, you literally feel like you're learning so many interesting, cool things about the world. And it's so easy to read. It's so digestible, yet the information is like history plus psychology plus philosophy. Like it is so interesting. If you need a book that's just an interesting read, but also kind of makes you feel smart, I would read Stoned. I'm also going to link that in the description. Like I've been preaching basically this entire time, being disciplined will make you feel prettier than any amount of plastic surgery. Self-respect will make you glow from within more than any collagen booster. If you are doing the work to heal yourself, to emotionally regulate yourself, to learn whatever skills you need to do, therapy, EFT tapping, hypnosis, EMDR, there are so many different things you could try and do. Do whatever you have to do to feel at peace. Stress makes you ugly. Calm makes you beautiful. When you can sit in your inner worth, people feel that energy and they're drawn to you. Showing up unapologetically as yourself, maybe that's online or maybe that's just in your real life, you are literally the most gorgeous woman in the room. And other gorgeous women are going to know. Real recognizes real. I'm going to share just a couple of ways that you can emotionally regulate. This is from dialectical behavioral therapy, which is a therapy modality that focuses on emotional skills. It's present and future oriented instead of being past oriented like something like CBT or talk therapy. The first thing that you need to know is about subjective units of distress. Think of it like a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being completely calm, no distress at all. 10 being absolutely out of your mind. When you are at a 7 or above, your prefrontal cortex literally shuts off. That is the place where you do all of your critical thinking. You start acting from your amygdala, which is the oldest part of your brain. That's where your fight, flight, freeze, or fawn comes into play. When you're dysregulated at a 7 or above and you start texting people, you start calling people, you start reacting, it's never going to end well. Being dysregulated is when people say that that person is crazy. It's when you're acting irrationally. When you are a rational human and you are calm, even if your reaction is completely valid, you can be completely valid, take a step back and pause and come back to the situation. There's nothing prettier than that. The next one is have a relationship with a higher power. Develop some sort of spiritual awareness or spiritual discipline, because then you will know that your worth doesn't come from anything outside of you. It all comes from an internal place, the God within. Having a spiritual connection to the divine makes you absolutely unforgettable. It makes you undeniably magnetic. When I am tuned into the divine, everywhere I go, I swear people are giving me free things. They just want to be around me. When I'm tapped into the light of the creator, everything goes better. It doesn't mean that I don't experience pain, but it means that when I am experiencing pain, I know that it's on purpose. And I have certainty that that eventually is going to lead to some sort of gift that I'm going to receive. And when you walk through the world with that sort of confidence and that sort of certainty, you're not going into places trying to prove yourself. You're not getting your confidence based off whoever is there. Oh, am I better looking than these people? Am I smarter than these people? Am I wiser than these people? Whoever is there, it doesn't matter. It could be the smartest, wisest, coolest room full of models, and you still are so secure in who you are because you know that you're one of one. Having a spiritual discipline and learning how to connect to God and the God within will literally make you sexy as fuck. Francis Bacon has this quote, and it's, "Reading makes a full man, conference a ready man, writing an exact man." Reading, speaking, and writing are 3 skills that are really foundational. When you have all 3 of those skills, you feel gorgeous. Reading is self-explanatory. You just read. We've already discussed this. Conference or speaking. I think that creating content, being on a podcast, talking in front of the camera is one way to practice being articulate, practicing vocalizing your ideas. When you speak your ideas out loud and you try to communicate them clearly to an audience, it reinforces those ideas within you. And when you say them over and over again, you'll find these certain phrases that really click. And having certain phrases that are yours, that are not copied from other people, that are a summation of an experience or a lesson that you've learned, will become wisdom that you pass on to other people. A lot of people just repeat the same phrases that they've heard other people say, and they may or may not have experienced them. But when people say a phrase, even if it's a cliche, but they've actually gone through that experience and they know exactly what that means, you can tell a difference. There's nothing new under the sun, right? Everyone has been having the same experiences in different fonts since the beginning of time. So being able to say it in your unique way is an incredibly helpful skill and tool that will literally make you feel hot and sexy. Writing is something that I think people think is for people who just like want to write books. But I think that writing captions, writing copy, writing newsletters. I'm not on Twitter, but I am on Threads. I'm constantly threading. I'm trying to put my ideas into words. I like putting my ideas into one sentence or just a couple of sentences. And then also putting my ideas into longer paragraphs. And then eventually I do want to write a book, not for the purpose of becoming a bestseller. I feel like everybody should write a book, even just for themselves, so that they can articulate their experiences and their ideas in a very clear and concise way. Even if it's just to reaffirm those experiences to yourself. Everyone should start a podcast, everyone should write a book, and everyone should start making content, especially if you're a woman. The last thing that you can do to feel pretty is to talk to strangers. When you are a friendly and warm person who isn't afraid of social interactions, you literally become more beautiful. This is something that I don't do all of the time. I mean, I'm pretty introverted. I like talking to people, and there are periods of my life where I'm more social. Right now, I'm really not that social. But there was this one day that I was talking to literally a bunch of strangers and my mood was so elevated. And just having the ability to strike up a conversation can maybe introduce you to somebody that might change your life forever. You literally don't know. I think especially now in our culture, post-COVID, and in a time where a lot of people are just spending their lives rotting in bed and watching TV, it is so important to just get out there and talk to strangers. You can compliment somebody on their outfit. You can say that they look so cool. You can say they have a great aura. Comment on their energy. Just literally learning to strike up conversation with people. And if that intimidates you, you can first start with doing it online. Message one of your favorite creators, leave a voice note, type something out, say, I really enjoy your content. I do that all the time. Those are all my tips for feeling pretty. If any of these stuck out to you, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Thank you again for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye.